Hey guys, Deeper here, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well, and today I'll be showcasing something crazy. So here I have a Tamurkhan army. So he's level 30 odd. This is on very hard legendary difficulty, right? And here we're coming up against a full stack of dwarves, and it's giving us decisive defeat. But it should be decisive defeat the other way around, because we're about to mop the floor with this army here. So we need to do two things here. One is set up in the woods, and second is get up one of our casters to go and pull by AoE and also using the bombardment. If they blob up and you use the army ability there that you get from Kaisk, I believe, it's kind of like a Skaven mini nuke. It does a ton of damage and very hard to dodge. Very, very hard to dodge, because what happens is when it drops, they run away and they think, oh, that's it, and they run back into the blob and it just wipes them. So the woods here should pretty much ignore some of the range damage. You see Tamurkhan is taking a little bit of damage there. You would think his big size would hinder him, but it doesn't. Even though I believe he's better off the Toad Dragon rather than on the Toad Dragon. But even on the Toad Dragon, he'll just absolutely destroy anything and everything in his path. Even Ungrim, you'll see the fight after this, he does very, very well. So here, we're just going to blob him up, some AoE. Meanwhile, our other hero here is going to take care of the artillery, and this should pretty much be GG. So in the interest of time, we're going to fast forward this because we have a few more battles to get through. So right on the end turn here, Ungrim is going to make his move as calculated. He's got some Slayers in there, not too much anti-large. Still a dangerous army though. He's got some Thanes, he's got a Slayer, he's got a Slayer hero. And guess what's going to happen here, guys? You guessed it, we're going to absolutely mop the floor with him. So same scenario here, we are going to go into the woods just to neglect that range damage, and if you take the range out of the dwarves, they've pretty much got nothing left. So my mistake here was the charge of Tamurkhan just pushed him out of the woods, and you can see that he took a little bit of damage. So we go back in the woods and wait for that nice juicy blob to form there before we drop our army ability. As I said, if you can get a good blob, that army ability there is just slaps. It claps the dwarven cheeks. Watch this. You just drop it nice in the middle of the blob, and that's pretty much 1/3 of the army gone in the blink of an eye. Crazy, crazy. I think that's like one of the best free army abilities you can get, because the Skaven nuke, you have to recharge it, obviously, costs resources, but that thing you can use it every battle without batting an eyelid, and it'll serve you just fine. Alright, so here I'll need to be careful with Ungrim. Ungrim does slap hard on very hard legendary. So the best way to deal with him is just to keep slapping him with debuffs until you wipe out the rest of his army, and then you can just focus on him. So you see Tamurkhan there is going head to head, and he's not doing too bad. But it's not ideal to keep him in prolonged combat there, especially when there's other people shooting at him. Also, another advantage of just getting blobs there, not in this particular scenario because Tamurkhan's away, but he's got Mortis Engine effect as well. So if you can blob him up, it'll be doing some serious damage to them. And like, he's anti-infantry as it is, but if you give him that Mortis Engine, it just makes him hit that much harder. So you see here, we managed to take care of Ungrim. I don't know, like this Tamurkhan Lord is, I mean, even his faction mechanics and his faction right now, as of patch 5.0, is just very, very, very strong. Very strong. It's almost like you have no use of conventional armies. Now, I obviously run 2 conventional armies, but the rest is just stacks of lords and heroes. And I know I've preached about this in my previous videos, but I cannot emphasize enough how much better it is to just run lords and heroes. Alright, now that we clapped those doughy cheeks, it is now to go and clap Catherine's snowy cheeks. Once again, decisive defeat. We've seen that before, and I tell you right now, it should have read decisive victory. And here's the beauty of running an army that doesn't auto-resolve well. They're always going to sally out to fight you on the field. And Catherine is no different, or Catherine should I say. As you can see here, we'll employ the same strategy. They're all going to blob up, and they're all going to get their ass whooped. Now, you'll see here I'm running a 1 wizard and a Dowie Lord there. They're actually detrimental to our strategy, but I'm using it for the shitty mechanics that Tamurkhan has. I do not like his faction mechanics. I think they're weak. They leave a lot to be desired. But hey, whatever. We're not here to talk about his mechanics. We're just here to talk about how busted his faction is. So, right there, Blob is going nice and juicy. It's an absolute mid grinder at this point in time, and we're barely taking any damage with the exception of those two heroes there that are not melee heroes. The other guys are not even budging. So all that aside, we all know how this is going to end up. I just want to showcase real quick how insanely powerful Kaisk is. Kaisk will go and solo any Lord, legendary or not, for you, and I would say 7 out of 10 times he'll be able to smack him. So look what happens here to Catherine. He will go and just mop the floor with her. Like crazy damage, crazy armor piercing. 1v1, he's got speed, he's got power. I don't know, the guy is just like a mini legendary lord if you think about it. I mean, I know I have what's his name here, Tamurkhan, doing damage as well, but he's not very good against like small targets, whereas Kaisk, he excels. He just deletes them, absolutely deletes them. So guys, please let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this playstyle with Nurgle? I feel like this is optimal way to play Nurgle, because how much with one Lord? Yes, a Lord will increase your supply lines, but what's your alternative? Shitty Marauders early game? Marauders, like one Lord is worth 10 stacks of Marauders. He's hard to hit, he's a small entity, he's tanky, he hits hard. It's a no-brainer. Couple that with the Lord of Nurgle and you got yourself a GG army. As always, thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time. Please let me know whether you agree or disagree with my playstyle. But I feel like on Legendary very hard, this is a very viable strategy. Thanks guys. Catch you next video. Peace.